Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a woman who just enjoyed a delicious bowl of Miak. It's Megan Hoffmeyer.
I love that Miak.
That's why we went to Bulgaria in 2017.
Yeah, to try the specialty.
The Bulgarian Miak Festival.
It's their vintage is world renowned.
Yeah, we went to the different distilleries that produce Miak.
We're even trying to get our daughter into it now.
Yeah, Mallory. Well, her middle name is Miak.
She loves Miak.
Mallory Miak Hoffmeyer. Well, thank you, Megan, for joining me. David Cross of the Award Wieners Movie Review Podcast has joined me several times to talk about Ernest Scared Stupid. We've talked about the Miak, we've talked about the film, but we've never singled in on the final fight, which is what I want to cover with you because, you know, we started Final Fights together, so I wanted to bring you in for one of the greatest final fights of all time.
It's really something. There's a final fight, but it really feels like the entire last act is a final fight almost.
It is, and it's kind of like Return of the Jedi, where you have multiple battles on multiple fronts. It's true. You have the rebels or the townsfolk and Ernest winning in the beginning, but then the tides turn and Trantor starts pulverizing everybody. But then Ernest and the rebels throw a Hail Mary and win at the end of the day. It's a well-structured final battle.
There are so many trolls. They just keep popping up. At first, you're like, there's a few. And then they just keep coming.
What are your immediate thoughts about this final fight? Like, what do you feel about it?
It's very silly.
Yeah.
It's funny. You know, there's a lot of little bits where you just sort of chuckle at the silliness of the jokes or Ernest in his multiple personalities and the fact that all the characters just seem to accept who he is.
Where's my machine gun? Where's my little machine gun?
A woman's work is never done.
How about some of your milk punch? But you know what I loved? When I watched this in 91, I was 9, and this movie scarred me. It really did. I'm not even joking. I joke around a lot, but this movie left me a wreck. I was a wreck after watching this movie. But I do love watching again how the kids show up with the milk and save the day. And they help. And my favorite part about this final fight, Megan, you helped me with this data post. But I ended up writing a data post about how Ernest, like basically Trantor the Troll, the final fight's between Trantor the Troll and Ernest P. Worrell. But Trantor actually causes his own demise when he curses Phineas P. Worrell, the man who captured him and put him in a prison underneath a large tree. So when Trantor the Troll's caught in the beginning of the film, he curses the Worrell bloodline. And he says, you know, your descendants are going to get dumber and dumber and dumber, and they're going to free me. Mm-hmm. And then they cut to Ernest, who everyone says he's dumb, but he's a brilliant inventor, Megan.
Yeah, he's not that dumb. I mean, maybe in a traditional school sense, but he's pretty ingenious.
Yeah, and maybe this is back in the 80s and early 90s when people were just dumb. Like, hey, listen, you can patch an entire area of telephone line and you can hang up power cables with no problem and you can invent things, but you don't know math, so you're dumb. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think it's sad. He's very underestimated.
But what I love is
he created like a bomb drop helicarrier of milk to take out the trolls. He's not dumb.
And Ernest goes to camp. He rigs up a homemade catapult that flings turtles into the air, and turtles have homemade parachutes that that open up at the perfect time. He built custom parachutes for turtles that were propelled by a homemade
He cares.
catapult.
His heart is in it.
But this thing, though, what Trantor did, though, was you get dumber and dumber. But I think what they talk about being dumb is that they made Ernest very childlike. Mm-hmm. But if we look at the prophecy of this movie, if you think about it, let me read the original curse to you. Hear me, Phineas P. Worrell. When the face of death covers the moon, one with your blood in his veins will release me, and the victory will be mine at last. Trantor the Troll. And then legend has it that from the moment on, Phineas' descendants would get dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. Now, this is the fable that will defeat Trantor. So during the finale of it, Trantor's too powerful, right, Meg? He's stomped on Kenny's head, turned him into a piece of wood.
He calls demons in to make him more powerful.
Evil demons.
Right.
And so he's full of snot and goo and everything John Levengood would love.
And yes, and he stomps on Kenny, that's one of the most upsetting things to watch. Sure, he turns the kid into a wood figure, but then he jumps on it.
Imagine being 9 years old and watching this movie.
What if it broke?
Yeah, he could have snapped his neck. Kenny would have woken up decapitated.
It's terrifying.
Imagine that.
No.
So this is the prophecy that could defeat Trantor. From the innocence of 5, an army shall arise. When blossoms shower down like rain, my dark kingdom will come again. There is one who can stop me if he will dare, with the heart of a child and a mother's care. So a mother's care is milk.
Okay.
But in the story, it's M-I blank. The A got wiped off, K. So that's where Miak comes in. But eventually the kids find out that it's milk that can destroy the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the heart of a child. And then Trantor doomed the worlds to become dumber and dumber. And because of that, Ernest is the only person that can free him, and Ernest is the only guy that can kill him. Because Ernest has a heart of a child, and he's strong like an ox.
And he has to figure it out himself, which shows he's not that dumb.
How heavy is Trantor?
Oof.
After even evil demon makeover.
To be honest, when he was calling the demons to him inside that, tree?
Yeah.
He seemed a lot taller than he was when he jumped into Ernest's arms. So I don't know how heavy he is.
Like, this is a troll that can take direct hits from trucks and be totally fine. So his bone structure and everything about him.
Solid.
Yeah. Ernest just picks him up.
I don't know, maybe 300, 400 pounds?
Ernest picks him up like he's nothing.
Because Ernest is a beast.
Did you see his forearms?
Yes, they were quite ripped. Lots of veins.
Jim Varney was just a beautiful mountain man. You know, I know a guy that worked on Ernest Goes to Camp.
Well, it's quite deceptive. He wears kind of baggy shirts, so you don't know what's under there.
What do they call it? He's low-key ripped?
Yeah.
But they said that when they were filming Ernest Goes to Camp, they would drop him off on a Friday night. He would go out into the woods, and then he would just come back and show up on set Monday.
What was he doing?
He would go camp.
Oh.
And live.
I thought there was a more fun story there.
He's from Kentucky. He had a huge knife collection. He was just a really cool, trained guy who was just low-key ripped. And so Ernest, but I think Ernest, since he has the curse on him as well, I think he, if you think about it, Ernest goes to jail, he gets electrocuted and survives. This is a guy who gets compacted in a trash compactor, then the whole thing lands on him, on his head, and he's fine. So I think this curse that Trantor put on his family made him essentially a superhero.
I think people are also slightly more durable in this world because Ernest drops a bowling ball on some dude's head.
Yeah, and he's like, ugh.
And he's like, fine.
Yeah, the skull does not shatter.
No.
It's just a bonk.
It's like, oh, okay.
So maybe in this world,
and he accepts a bowling trophy after it.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you think Half Baked sold that? Thank you. Never mind. You're cool. But no. So yeah, he's cursed and he's super strong. And also, too, remember what does his teacher say about him when she slaps him on the head?
Oh, he doesn't know when to quit, yeah.
So he doesn't have the quit in him. He has the heart of a child, and he's strong as an ox. And he's the only one who can free Trantor. So he frees Trantor, he shows up, and he's doing fine on his own, Meg. Mm-hmm. He's hitting trolls with baseball bats.
He's actually quite upset that everyone shows up because he thinks they're all going to blame it on him. Which is very funny that that's his concern.
And what about that scene where the trolls come up and he's like, guess a number between 1 and 10. 2, boop, and he boop, bops. Yeah. He hits the troll right in the eye.
He's got some good little quips at the trolls.
And he also calls them butt breath. But I think my favorite... What are your favorite moments of this final fight? I have a couple.
Oh, shoot. At first, the part where he's dressing up as a bunch of different people is like, what is going on here? But it's actually quite funny the longer that it goes on.
How about some of milk?
I like his safari character.
Like, oh no, it's terrible. I like it.
And I like how the kids are saving their parents. They're all like, okay, Dad, I've got this.
With super soakers that you made sure to... Mm-hmm. That I had that super soaker.
I had a super soaker.
But yeah, the kids show up. And also I love when Bumblebee's getting hit by the troll. And he's like, there's a troll on me.
You know what I love? This really does run deep for you, Mark. I didn't realize it until watching it now. That you are so scarred about milk that you only drink almond milk and oat milk.
That's right. Because, I mean, what if I'm a troll and it kills me?
Right.
I don't want to die.
No.
Because I'm a
troll.
You're
not a troll, but you're scared of the milk.
I am.
This movie, it wrecked it.
Megan, I didn't look under my bed for a month. And then I remember I looked under my bed and I found a wallet and I had a couple dollars in it. I was like, well, I could have needed that. But I was so afraid to look
And did a kid show up on a bike asking for your $2?
$2! With a switchblade and a comb. But yeah, it scarred me. But now that I watch it and just hearing Ernest, call him Double Ugly and Snot Wad And it's basically double ugly versus
Oh.
a real man.
One of the old ladies says you could benefit from some nasal hygiene because of all the snot. It's some intense snot.
And then he let me read this to you. This is what the director John Cherry had to say about the troll. And you know that they lost their deal with Disney because of this movie. They made it too scary. And in his book, John Cherry said that the Disney executives fought him, and not like literally, but they're like, listen, this is too scary.
Like there was
Stop.
a cage fight in the writer's room.
Yeah, it was one of the Disney execs and John Cherry, and they fought in a cage in
That would
Disney.
be awesome.
But this is what he had to say. What makes a creature scary? The first thing is that the creature has a single purpose. Nothing on the planet is more valuable to the creature than that one thing he wants. There's no negotiation with the creature. He won't enter into a conversation about anything. Physically, he must be menacing. He swings his arm when he is walking. The pitch of his growl has the ability to stop you in your tracks. And most of all, there's snot.
There's a lot of snot.
And so he would fight for the snot. So during this scene, when you're watching all the snot on Trantor's nose, it's goops and goops.
And it's so yellow.
Yeah.
Yuck.
And you know, a lot of these trolls were also using killer clowns from outer space. The Chiodo brothers made them, and they repurposed them for this movie. Just want to let you know that.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, so this scene, let's talk about the final fight. So the townsfolk are fighting, the trolls are fighting, we've seen the multiple personalities. Kenny just got turned into wood, and Trantor jumps on his head.
Yes, the actual final fight.
Then it's Ernest versus Trantor. Uber Trantor. Like Uber Jason from Jason X. Super tentacles, gooey, nasty, stinky, deadly.
Lots of little thorny horn things all over his head.
Smelly, gassy, menacing.
Gooey. Like he spreads his fingers at one point and there's a bunch of goop between them.
Has 3-inch nails.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Gross.
Ernest gets up, right? Showing off his forearms and his forearm veins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, Jake Gyllenhaal's great neck veins in Ambulance? Like, Jim Varney has great forearm veins.
He does.
And
they're very noticeable.
they're great. I wish I had forearm veins like that. He's a beast. So he gets up, he grabs some milk.
Mm-hmm.
Eartha Kitt, old lady Ackmore, is like, listen, milk doesn't work anymore. He's too powerful for milk. So Ernest gets it. It dawns on him. And then you found this out, but then the Waltz of Love comes up, which is a good score for a 1991.
Yeah, it's great. If you want to hear all of the orchestral scores from this movie, it's the full soundtrack is on YouTube.
Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. I thought this was a classical song because it's beautiful. For this movie, they took a lot of care into it. So then Trantor runs at Ernest and he goes, "Oh, aren't you so cute?" And the troll jumps in Ernest's arms and the two of them begin dancing in slow motion. Ernest has a big cheesy look on his face. Trantor's confused. Imagine you're an evil demon, Megan, who has been harassing the world since the dawn of time. Then
That sounds glorious.
you curse a man. You curse a man named Phineas P. Worrell to make his descendants dumber, and you inadvertently cause your demise when a man named Ernest picks you up.
Earnestly.
Earnestly picks you up. You're 300 pounds, and he is just dancing, smiling at you with pure love. What's on your mind?
Confusion for sure. Maybe still, but he does it really catches him off guard. He stops.
Yeah.
Doing what I would I don't know, I'd keep going. Violence all the way.
You would just rip Ernest's throat out.
Exactly.
But I think Trantor has always been the bully, and so now he's picked up by a very strong man.
Incredibly strong.
And you're like, dang, I did this to myself. I cursed the Worrell bloodline, and I caused my demise. So then Ernest dances him around. And he goes, "Come on, little fella."
It's so odd.
And he picks him up and he goes, "Oh, you're so cute." And then he kisses Trantor. Then he does the classic Ernest with his mouth, with
Yes.
goo still attached from.
Yeah, he was a little grossed out.
There's still goo attached from Trantor's face to Ernest's face. There's like a saliva strand from the two of them. Trantor blows up. Ernest wins. The kids survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ernest talks about how Finney, his ancestor, used to tell him, "Ernie, baby, keep your weight down low." That's good. Phineas P. Worrell told.
Oh yeah, he's going through old stories, and at first everyone's into them. Let's talk about how all the townsfolk, the adults, come over and they're just talking to Ernest after his fight, totally forgetting that some of their children have been murdered.
Yeah, wooden statues.
Right.
And then the kids come out.
I know, but they weren't even worried about them.
They weren't.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, you're bummed about your kid. On the other hand, you just saw a man pick up a 300-pound demonic troll, smooch him, and then make him blow up. So, like Trantor being confused, I imagine the humans are a little... Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How would you explain that? You could never explain this story to another human being because the trolls melt.
Well, no, that's why those guys are so upset that their camera footage is destroyed.
Yeah, the troll
Tulip
eats it.
brothers.
Hey, Bobby. So it's...
Because now they can't prove it.
They're all shook up, and then you get kids from the past coming out from wooden statues.
Oh, yeah. How weird is that, right? Like, the two older-looking children, at least they have a family member. The two little ones, the two little blonde ones, I mean, they're, like, displaced from the past. What are they supposed to do with their life?
Hey, do you have a social security number? Like, when they go to get to college? No, See, this demonic troll named Trantor froze me and it was as a wooden statue for dang near 80 years.
I mean, if you live in this world, maybe that's acceptable.
I mean, there is Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And there's a god, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar comes down to Earth, gives Ernest basketball shoes, and then Ernest becomes the champion of his league. So,
well,
it is a magic world.
Yeah, I think maybe someone will believe it.
But yeah, so Megan, just like before we get out of here, just if you had to sum up to this, you're in an elevator with somebody.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a conversation and you have to explain this fight as an elevator pitch to somebody. How would you break it down?
Oh gosh, starting where?
Does with the final fight.
With the actual final fight?
Post dropping on Kenny's head.
Okay. So I guess it's an evil demonic troll faces off against a man.
This is what you're telling someone in an elevator?
I'm thinking it through. You just put me on the spot. Faces off against his, I don't know, greatest rival who released him when suddenly the man realizes the way to defeat him is through love and therefore embraces the troll and wins the day.
Yeah, I like it. To defeat evil, you need love. Sounds like a Beatles song.
Sounds like the plot of a Disney movie. Without all the scary stuff.
So, all right, give me your favorite moment of all of this. Every single thing, pre-fight, fight, post-fight. What's your favorite moment of all of it?
Pre-fight. I don't know. Maybe the part where the kids show up and start blasting with their super soakers milk. And then during the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite short, so just, I don't know, when they're dancing. And post-fight, I think it's either Ernest telling the stories about, keeping his center of gravity low. And he keeps going on with that story for quite a while, even when people start to abandon him. Or the fact that the parents just forget that their child was turned into a wooden statue. And they're over listening to Ernest very interestedly.
Yeah, what a great fight. What a beautiful... You know what my favorite is?
It is quite crazy.
When he pours the milk down through the broken boards, and he's like, how about someone see a milk punch? Like, I've quoted that my entire life. Whenever I pour things.
Oh, yeah.
I go, how about someone see a milk punch?
And then he's like, smells like it went bad when the steam comes up.
Ernest loves his multiple personalities, doesn't he?
He loves a quip, too.
A woman's work is never done.
Yeah, they were funny.
Hairspray fixes everything.
Oh, that's right. And the way he, grasped the little fingernails.
Oh, yeah. I love, too, when he pulls up the big fish. He's like, I got this fish CD player. And then he chops it off. He's like, let me show what else he got.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got lots of quick remarks.
The writing here is fun. Mm-hmm. It's good writing. I just think the troll scarred way too many. The director said it cost the movie $10 million. So this movie had a production budget of $4 million, and it made $14 million, and it did well on DVD. So it made money. Mm-hmm. But the prior 3 made a lot more. So then this ended it. Then Ernest Rides Again came out the following year, but not from Disney. And didn't get a theatrical release, even though they said it would. And I never got to see it until I had to rent it. From Blockbuster. Maybe.
Blockbuster.
But thank you for joining. Listen, we've talked a lot about this movie. I had to talk about this final fight. It just makes me so happy. And just hearing him say, Ernie, baby, keep your weight down low. Just stupid. But it's for me, this movie's a Halloween staple. And it's the Halloween season. We love final fights, so I wanted to do this episode.
Well, thanks for showing me and hanging out.
Who wins in a fight, Megan?
Yes.
Ernest P. Worrell or Ace Ventura?
Oh, that's tough. Because I feel like Ace would just do it out of sheer luck. Because he just kind of does stuff haphazardly. But Ernest could sort of engineer his way out of it.
Ace Ventura gets eaten by a great white shark and comes out with no scars. And Ace Ventura catches a bullet in his teeth. And he beats up a crocodile. But Ernest survives like a 2,000-foot fall, electricity, and he can lift 300-pound creatures like they're nothing. It's a tough fight.
It is.
I'll do another episode on that.
You should pitch a versus on that.
I'll get Adam Hodgins on it, and we'll just do an episode. How's that
would
sound?
be crazy.
All right, well, Megan, thank you for joining me.
Yep.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Megan Hoffmeyer, this is Movie Stones and Flicks. We'll see you next week.